Hello everyone, welcome to this session. So in this session, we will talk about construct the training and test set and its implementation. So as in the previous session we have discussed, so we know that in supervised learning, we often divide the full data set to the training set and test set, and by the randomly sampling. So the training set is for what? Is for train the machine learning model, and the test set is used for evaluate the performance of the machine learning model, right? So this is what we have taught before. So what are the benefits? The benefit is that first of all, we use a test set, and this test set must be fully independent with the training set. So in this way, we can get an unbiased estimation about the performance of the machine learning model. And also by using a test set, we can avoid overfitting. So now we see that to get a training set and test set, how can we implement it in MATLAB? So we can use this function. This function called CV partition. So when you click this link, you can find this help file. So what does this function do? This function will divide the samples or the full data set into a training set and a test set. So it has two arguments, n and p. So n is the total number of samples in the full data set, and p is the number or percentage that will be reserved for the test, right? So the result, H partition, this one is an object. So this object contains information and the settings processed by the function. So later we will see how to make use of the H partition, right? So now we can give you an example. So I first load some data. This is called a ionosphere data set. So after I load it, I change the XY, I put it into a table, right, in the table. And now I want to get to partition the Y column into the training set and the test set. So you can see I use this function, CV partition, and the total number calculated by here, and I see I will reserve the 20% of the samples as test samples. So after using this command, I will generate the H partition object, right? So this contains the information and the settings processed by the information. So then to make use of it, I will generate the training data. I use this function. Training with the argument is H partition. So this function will return the index of the training data. Then I can use the table to get the corresponding rows to get the training set. So similarly, if I want to get the test set, I can use the same way, except here I don't use training, I use test. So I can still get the index and then get it from the table, right? So in this way, by using the CV partition function, I get the training set and the test set. One thing to talk about is stratified sampling. In the real applications, in many cases, that the data set is, for example, let's say a classification problem. So I have two classes, right? So, but they don't divide here, so not equally. So the class A data is much more than the class B data, right? So if we just use randomly sampled partitioning to a training set and a test set, so what may happen? So what may happen is that because these data are much smaller, the number of these data is much smaller than this. So this means that in the test set, there could be too few of this one, right? So random sampling may lead to this problem. So to solve this problem, we use this method we call the stratified sampling. The stratified sampling we do what? We consider this portion of the two types of data, and by divide for the training set and the test set, we use the same portion. So in this way, we can avoid the problem of the test set is too small or too large. So this will make issues for the machine learning algorithm. So stratified sampling can solve this problem. And in each class, I still do the random sampling, right? So the benefit includes I prevent the sample bias, so to get a better, more unbiased performance evaluation, and also I reduce the variance. So how to implement the stratified sampling? So if you look at the hyperlink I provided before, you can set stratified in the CV partition function, and that is what you can do after the session. Okay, that's all for this session. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.